Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, April 4th. It's a Saturday, that means it's my weigh-in day, and I wanted to stop here and give you a quick update of what's been going on this week. Well, like I said, it's Saturday, that means it's weigh-in day. And let me tell you, I was expecting a gain today. And I'm going to show you what happened on the scale in a second here, but I have been going through some things emotionally this week. Has nothing to do with work or where I live or anything like that. But this is this is a hard week for me, just because all kinds of emotions creep back up on me. It's the week, the anniversary of when my son died. And every year it kind of hits me hard and it hits me differently. And this week it kind of played with my emotions a little bit more than I was expecting. And I fell back into some old habits of, trying to find comfort in food, and just wasn't the best at following the plan that I had laid out to follow. So it, I know this is an issue with me, and uh, I had hoped that I would be able to, combat things a little bit better than what I did, but it is what it is. So let me show you what happened on the scale today. Well, as expected, I had a gain. It was a pound, and it could have been worse, and I know it could have been worse. Um, Looking back at my food journal, um, I didn't eat things that were that awful. What happened was I overate on things that, I really, some of them were on my diet plan. I did make homemade nachos a couple nights, which, the cheese is not on my diet plan. So I can't directly blame just the cheese. I was just kind of overeating all week long. So that's where we are. And I know it's an issue. And this coming Friday on the 10th is the actual anniversary of his death. And so, I'm aware of the problem that I have surrounding this week. I'm going to do my very best to stay on plan and not let my emotions play into my weight loss again. Can't guarantee that's going to happen because, I have some bad days and have some bad weeks. But overall, for me, I guess I'm cutting myself a little bit of slack here. 1 pound is not going to make or break my weight loss journey. I have 52 other weeks to go. We're not quite that much left in the year, but it's 1 week out of the year. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Uh, I'm not making that as an excuse for me to go off the rails this week because I certainly don't want to do that. It's just that I know it's an issue, and I have a lot going on outside of that. The weather's breaking here in Montana, and it looks like I'm going to be moving back into my trailer within the next 2 or 3 weeks, which I have loved living in this apartment. There's things I love about living in my apartment and things I don't like about it. So let me tell you what I love about it. First of all, it has a washer and dryer, and it has a dishwasher. I don't have that in my trailer. It's got space. I don't have that in my trailer. Um, and I like the bathroom and the fact that I don't have to rely on a water tank to I do have to rely on a water tank, but I have a small water tank in my trailer, so I lose hot water. Like, it's hard for me to get through a whole shower with hot water, just because my hair's long, and it takes a while to get my hair washed and everything. So I've loved not having that issue here in the apartment. I also have a bathtub here. I don't have a bathtub in my trailer. Um, And let's see. And like I mentioned, the space. I love having the bigger space. What I don't like about it is that the bed I'm sleeping on, I'm not sleeping because I am in pain constantly sleeping on the bed. I've been going from the couch here to the bed, and I do that several times during the night. So I'm only getting maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep at night. I did talk to my boss about it the other day, and just we both decided, and I had decided before, even before I talked to him, that since I'm moving back into my trailer here soon, I'm not going to I'm not going to make any big changes here. I'm not going to spend money to buy a big, thick topper right now for the next 2 weeks. I'm just not going to spend that kind of money. But he did tell me next winter that they would put a different bed in here for me. So, and the reason I didn't say anything to him when I first moved in here, because I knew I was going to be gone for a couple months for the winter, when I had to go back and have my surgery done. So I just didn't think it was necessary, because then they have to make the change out when all the housekeepers come in here, because this is an apartment that our H2Bs live in the summertime. But anyway, so that's things I don't like about it. Uh, it's hard to get good lighting in here. I think it's just because the walls are beige, and I mean, I could open up this big picture window here that I put insulated curtains up when I moved in, because I mean, this window goes back to the whole length of the wall here, and it was just too cold in here. And we're still getting cold, it's still getting down into the upper 20s or low 30s at night here. So I keep these closed most of the time just to keep the cold air out. Now today is sunny. I could probably open it up if I want to, but I'm cleaning, and I don't want to be distracted by things that are going on out there. Um, I mean, it's beautiful. The snow's melting, and it's a nice spring day outside. I do have to run to the post office here in a little bit, so I'll get that taken care of. I ended up ordering one of those Intex like rafts that you would get to lay down on in your pool, and it's over at the post office. So I'm going to blow that up and see if maybe I can sleep a little bit better on the bed tonight. I'm going to blow that up, put it on top of the bed, and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, well, I'm only on $8. So as opposed to spending over 100 for a topper. But tomorrow's Easter. I'm working tomorrow. I get paid double time for working on holidays, but Sunday's my normal schedule anyway. I'm working Sunday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I'm working 40 hours a week. Um, so that's how I'm spending my Easter Sunday. I mean, none of my family's here anyway, so I wouldn't have done anything anyway. Um, and that's about it. So I do have my menu ready to go for tomorrow. I don't have it ready. I know what I have to get ready. I'm running my dishwasher right now, and then I'm going to put some potatoes in my crock pot in my Instant Pot and get those ready. And what I've been doing is I've been prepping my lunch and my breakfast the day before. So I'm not spending any money on breakfast or lunch. And then I come home and I have dinner here. So this week I'm going to try something else. In addition to prepping my breakfast and my lunch, I'm also going to, the night before, prep my dinner. So, because typically when I get home just shortly after 3, and I'm hungry. Because I'm on a very limited diet, or I'm supposed to be anyway, on a very limited diet. So I'm hungry by the time I get home, and that's been the issue. I've been hungry when I left work, so I've been swinging through Subway or McDonald's. So only two places open here in town, and or stopping at the store and picking up things to make nachos and things like that, because I'm hungry when I get home. So I'm hoping that my strategy of prepping my dinner, where I can just come home, put it in the pan, and warm it up. There's no microwave here. That's another thing I don't like about this. I have one in my trailer, which, by the way, I'm going to replace. It still works. My microwave works in my trailer, but I want one of those combo microwave, convection oven, air fryer things. And so I want to replace that. I don't know if that's going to happen this year. Probably not, but eventually that's what I want to get. But anyway, so I can just heat it up on the stove here, and have if I have it ready to go, and I don't have to worry about prepping anything or chopping or stuff like that. Just throw it in the pan and heat it up, and then I have dinner within 10 minutes after I get home. So I'm going to try that this week, and maybe that will alleviate my little after work um, food binges that I've been calling them. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I was hoping to get to that 50-pound loss this week. I didn't make it. We'll work to see if it happens this week. Um, these little pound gains, I am not going to stress out about it. I used to stress out about it. I'm not doing that anymore. It is what it is. I know what I'm doing. It's a behavior that I have to correct. And this is not Weight Watchers' fault. It's nobody's fault but my own. So, all right, that's it. You guys have a blessed Easter, and I'll see you next week in my next weigh in update. Have a good one. Bye bye.